What up, fam? E-Fresh here, and I'm back with another new video. And today we are back in the world of Destiny 2. I have some great news that I'm about to read. I haven't fully read all of it yet because I said, let me stop, collect my thoughts first. Let me go make a video and have a live reaction of what's about to take place. But anyway, the new Twab just released, and shout out to the crew who got world's first in Vaulted Glass. I think it's Elysium. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the stuff in the Twab. I don't care. I mean, that's cool. Well, we're here today to talk about stasis changes. They're finally getting down to it, and I am excited to see. All I saw, I scrolled down, as you see here, and I saw it said slow down. Slow down. And once I saw that, I said, wait a minute. I started reading, and then they're talking about stasis, and I was just like, oh boy. So basically all this is saying is we hear you, we've heard the complaints, we know how broken stasis is in Crucible, and we plan to do things to fix it. We don't want to make empty promises. We're going to get it done. All that good stuff. That's all this is saying. You can read all this stuff. This also talks about how the game has become more ability focused as opposed to weapons, and that's kind of an issue. So all that's being talked about here, as you see, but I'm scrolling down to where it says heating up, and this is the beginning. Shout out to Eric Smith. Says, hey Guardians, the combat gameplay team is currently working on changes to stasis gameplay abilities aimed at improving the stasis experience in the Crucible. Thank God. We had originally planned to ship these changes in Season 15 alongside a larger subclass balance patch, but we've decided to move several of the stasis gameplay changes up to hotfix 3.2.0.3, which is planned to go live on Thursday, June 3rd. So next Thursday, we're going to get these changes, and I cannot wait. We're still working hard on additional ability changes that will launch Season 15 and 16. We want to get these stasis changes into players' hands sooner rather than later. Thank you. Thank you. This is what we wanted. So let's just start. I didn't read these yet. I stopped here and I said, hold on, let me go make a video about this. So, all right. Stasis Freeze. Reduce duration of all non-super freezes versus players to 1.35 seconds. Okay. Note, this freeze is too short to break out of, so breaking out is now only possible when frozen by a super. Now here's my thing. That's still 1.35 seconds that we're not going to be able to do anything. Is that going to be enough to where it makes stasis a non-factor? I don't know. We'll just kind of wait and see. But that's still 1.35 seconds of me just being vulnerable and I can't do anything, and that kind of sucks. Which, now that I think about it, it's saying the only way I can break out of that is breaking out is now only possible when frozen by a super. So I can't, that 1.35 you can't break out of, which kind of makes those Titan boots kind of like, well, no, because the damage buff is still incredible, so those boots are still good. Anyway, I was just kind of wondering about that. I was just like, so I can't break out any other, I mean, you just can't break out of it, but it still leaves 1.35 seconds of you not being able to move. But if you're frozen by a super, you can break out of it. So I'm assuming that means if you're getting frozen by a super, you're still only going to be frozen for 1.35 seconds. Look, man, I'm going to put a clip in here at some point to show you just how asshole-ish stasis is and why I'm so glad these are happening. But anyway, now it says reduce special weapon, heavy weapon, and light ability bonus damage versus frozen players from 50% to 5%. Holy shit. Okay. All right, I can fuck with that. That's good too. Stasis slow. No longer reduces weapon accuracy. Now increases weapon flinch when under fire. So, like when let's say you're walking through a dust-filled grenade, right? And then, it's supposed to it decreases your weapon accuracy. It's not a thing anymore. I'm okay with that. No longer suppresses class ability in air moves, e.g. Icarus Dash. Yeah, a lot of people were pissed at I think maybe like 1 or 2 hotfixes ago, where they made it to where Icarus Dash stopped working in dust-filled grenades, and you couldn't get out. You couldn't do it while slowed, and a lot of people were pissed about that. Like, well, mainly Warlocks. Because Hunter's dodge wasn't able to do that. They got taken away, I believe, and Warlocks was the only one that could actually have a dash to get out. Well, except for Titans, because then you could just melee out of it. But you know, so that's cool. That'll be coming back for Warlocks. Known issues: Stormcaller's Ionic Blink is still suppressed when slowed. We plan to address this in the future release. So, in other words, don't use Ionic Blink and while you're in there, because it's still gonna, you know, it's still gonna make your weapon. It's still gonna suppress you, basically. Reduce movement speed penalty while slowed by 20%. I'm okay with that too. Whisper of Hedron's Fragment. Now, this is the one where when you freeze somebody, you get a damage buff. Well, no longer increases weapon damage after freezing. Weapon buff's gone. I'm okay with that too. Now increases weapon stability, weapon aim assist, mobility, resilience, and recovery after freezing. So you get a bonus buff to everything except for damage. I'm cool with that. That fragment became a thing of just like throw a cold snap out. It didn't even matter whether you froze them, whether they stayed for you got them frozen or not. You just wanted the damage boost. And at that point, you could like it was stupid. And I'm glad they're taking that shit out. Whisper of Rom Fragment no longer provides overshield while in super. Okay, it's not a big deal for me. Cold Snap Grenade. This is the big one. Seeker no longer tracks targets after initial target acquisition. So basically, when it hits one person, it's not gonna travel to someone afterwards. That's what they're saying. Seeker no longer tracks targets after initial target acquisition. Once you freeze one person, it's not gonna, keep going to freeze somebody else. Again, I'm okay with that. Increased arming duration before Seeker spawns from 0.3 seconds to 0.8. Okay. Reduce detonation radius versus players from 3 meters to 1.5. Not mad at that either. And now bounces off walls and detonates on the ground. That was annoying, I'm not gonna lie. If you use cold snaps, then if you hit a wall by accident, it will just climb up the wall and it would just be useless. But now, it'll actually bounce off the wall and still detonate on the ground. So, if you still want to use cold snaps after this point, then that's cool too. Titan Behemoth. This is my class. I have no problem telling people that my super is asinine. It's dumb. No problem telling people that. So it's probably the hardest super to kill, which according to that's what it says. Looking at recent gameplay data, the Behemoth generally has the highest win rate of any subclass in most 6v6 modes and is among the strongest in 3v3 modes. I mean, because you're guaranteed to at least get a couple kills. But what people don't, okay. Now also at the Titan, I want people to understand, it's really not that hard to go against a Behemoth. Here's a hint. If you just get a cold snap grenade, when you see one approaching you, throw it on the ground in front of you, it's going to stop him before he reaches you. You can either A, snipe him in the face, or B, shotgun him. Like, honestly, it's really not, I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world. But there's a pretty good remedy to Behemoth Titan. It's just that people don't use it that much. So, I don't know. But in Trials matches, for example, only one top tree Dawnblade has a higher win rate. We've taken these strengths into account when balancing the Behemoth's abilities. Between Shiver Strike and Cryoclasm, the Behemoth has incredibly high mobility, making targeting the Behemoth frustrating for controller players in particular. We've taken steps to make the Behemoth more targetable while moving, which should hopefully alleviate some of these frustrations. So, again, I'm a Titan, and I have zero problems. You could obliterate Behemoth for all I care, but I have zero problems with what they're about to say. So, Shiver Strike. Reduce flight speed and distance. So, you can't just jump in the air and hit your melee and glide 18,000 yards away anymore. They're gonna reduce that. It didn't say how much, though. Reduce knockback versus players. So, like, when you hit somebody with a melee, it's not gonna knock them back as far, but that melee can't one-shot kill him either, so it's kind of like I don't know about that one, but again, doesn't matter to me. I'm okay with it. Remove slow detonation on player impact. Okay. Again, not mad at that either. Cryoclasm. Now, this is a slide from your artifact. Now, it requires a Titan sprint for 1.25 seconds before activation when not in a super. So you can't just run around just spamming it like immediately. You have to be running for at least 1.25 seconds before you can activate it. But the cool part of it is they remove the cooldown, so you can keep doing it. It's just that so now there's not like you can only do it twice and then you have to wait a few seconds to do it over again. So there's no cooldown. Howl of the Storm. This is the other artifact where when you slide, you run and you slide with your, I don't know why I'm making the actual motion of doing it. When you run and you melee, it makes the stasis crystals that go straight for you and it can freeze you. Yeah, that's also getting nerfed apparently. Reduce angle of initial freezing and damage cone. Reduce crystal creation freezing radius. Slow down sequence of crystal formation to allow victims more opportunity to escape. And now spawns a small crystal on walls if performed on walls, into a wall. Okay. I can deal with those. That's fine. Glacial Quake. Reduce heavy slam vertical freeze range versus players. Reduce damage resistance from 50 to 47%. That's just for the super. Again, those are okay. As far as my Titan goes, I mean, it's a lot. And again, I'm not mad at it, man. If y'all will do whatever y'all need to do. I hate stasis. I hate being frozen. I'm not a particular fan of being slowed down either. So do what y'all got to do, man. But for these changes, these seem well within pretty good reach. We're just gonna have to get our hands on this to see just how effective these changes are. Now, Hunter Revenant is also getting some changes. Pretty much all of them are. Withering Blade. Reduce slow duration versus players from 2.5 to 1.5. I'm okay with that. Reduce Whisper of Durance slow duration extension versus players from 2 seconds to 0.5. Reduce damage versus players from 65 to 45 after one bounce reduced further to 30. Reduce projectile speed by 10% and reduce tracking after bouncing off walls. This is the most important to me. I hate it. It's just like you just throw it against a wall. You don't have to worry about it, man. It's gonna hit somebody. And I hate it. I hate it. I'm so glad that's getting changed. Thank you. I hope it's reduced to just shit. So again, I'm okay with all these changes as well. Winter Shroud. Reduce slow duration versus players from 2.5 to 1.5. Reduce Whisper of Durance slow duration extension versus players from 2 to 0.5 seconds. Getting cool. Touch of Winter. Cold Snap Seeker no longer has increased movement speed or travel distance. Bruh. Like when you throw it, that was ridiculous. And again, I'm glad that's getting changed as well. It was just like, it was insane how much it seeked, and it would keep going. It would even do like a U-turn to come back around. It was ridiculous. Cold Snap Seeker now spawns a small stasis crystal on detonation. I'm okay with that. Now Warlocks. Yeah, this is where I'm going to insert this clip of why I hope to God y'all get obliterated. I hate you, all right? I'm just joking. I love Warlocks. I have a Warlock. But when you see this clip that I'm posting right here,
don't feed enough. They have advantage.
Fucking piece of shit. I'm out! There it is! Goodbye! I'm out!
see, now you understand why this is so frustrating. So, yeah. But Warlocks are getting changed as well. The Penumbral Blast. Thank God. Reduced tracking and proximity detonation size and tracking versus players. Thank you. Reduced freeze radius versus players when impacting the environment from 2.7 to 1.5. The tracking on this is insane. Insane. I'm so happy that that's getting changed. Thank God. Thank God. Ice Flare Bolt Seeker now only chained once when spawned from a player shatter. Again, it was so easy to just change. You hit one person, kill them, it changed to the next person, kill them, and it change somebody else. It was ridiculous. And this is why I hate Stasis. I really hate Stasis. And PvP. Let me reiterate that. PvE, I don't want any of these changes. I wanted to stay the same in PvE. Stasis in PvE is amazing and it's fun. And PvP, not fun at all. Finally, Winter's Wrath. Freezing projectile tracking strength now ramps down to 0 after 2 seconds of flight. Okay. Like, all these changes sound great. Like I said, we won't know the full extent until we actually get the patch next week. And then we can make more, an assessment of how they affect Crucible. Hopefully, it's still gonna suck because they're still able. This is for me personally. If I'm still able to be frozen and come to a complete stop, it's still not enough for me. I'm one of the people who wants Stasis gone completely out of PvP. I hate it. This game is about movement, and the fact that there's a thing in here that completely stops that just makes no sense to me. But hopefully these changes will make it a lot less annoying. Like a lot. But overall, I'm happy with what I'm reading. I'm happy that they're finally addressing it. I'm happy that they are hearing us, and this took long enough. And thank you. Thank you. Keep listening to us. And if these changes aren't enough, hey, we got to keep going, man. Like I said, I'm still able to be frozen, so it's still going to be an issue for me personally. But I get other people like Stasis, and it makes it easier. So I understand. I'm just different. Overall, though, great Twab this week. Again, shout out to Clan Elysium for the win. Shout out to the Expunge mission. I can scroll down and you can see that. That Expunge mission that you guys pulled was amazing. It was fun. I loved it. Now, since we're on this path of listening, before I go, Bungie, can we please get some PvP maps? Please, look, man, it's been, 602 days now since we had a new PvP map? It's a long time, bro. It's a long time. And you got these cool ass Vex missions where it looks like I'm in Tron. I want some PvP maps that look like this also. That would be awesome. But we just want some new PvP maps and modes, man. That's it. Show some love to the PvP community. PvE, hats off, salute to you guys. PvP, we gotta get that ball rolling again. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are gonna enjoy these Stasis Nerfs, because I am. I know a lot of people are too. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the comment button down below and tell me how you feel about Stasis. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content. With that being said, guys, I'm out.